There are some things that we buy from the shop that are so simple to make, even you would be surprised. And I'm talking about marshmallows. And I know what you're thinking, marshmallows. They're pretty complicated to make. Well, actually, it's only 7 ingredients and they are dead simple. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Alrighty then, so to start this, we're going to be making a sugar syrup. Get yourself a nice deep pan, and into that you want to put 700 grams of white caster sugar, 300 millilitres of cold water, and 1.5 tablespoons of liquid glucose. That's about 25 grams. Just don't be an idiot like me, be mindful. This stuff is very sticky and I kind of forgot that, so I got it stuck all over my finger. Just be clever and use a hot spoon. Problem solved. Place that onto a medium heat and then bring that to a boil. You don't want to stir this at all, just let it do its thing. On to blooming the gelatin. You want 13 leaves of gelatin. Place them into a bowl and cover them in cold water. This is going to rehydrate them, so when we mix it with our sugar syrup later, it all dissolves. So your sugar syrup's on, gelatin's blooming, time to separate 3 eggs. You just want the egg whites for this. I was an idiot and forgot to film me separating it. Into the bowl of a stand mixer, throw in your egg whites. This part's real simple. You just want to throw the whisk attachment on and then bring them up to a stiff peak. For those of you that do not know what a stiff peak is, when whisking up egg whites, it is when the egg whites are completely solid and they do not fall or move at all. You're about to see this in the video. And the obligatory over the head test, and we're good to go. Turning our attention back to the sugar syrup, we're taking this to 130 degrees Celsius exactly. As soon as you reach that temperature, kill the heat. The next step is to squeeze all the moisture out of your gelatin and chuck it into the sugar syrup and whisk it vigorously like you're seeing here in the video. Make sure you give it a real good mix. You don't want there to be any little undissolved clumps of gelatin in the sugar syrup. And as soon as that is done, you want to turn your stand mixer onto a medium speed and slowly, very slowly, stream your sugar syrup mix into the stand mixer. After a little bit of time, increase the speed and you can start pouring a little bit faster. Just keep that stream consistent until you have absolutely no sugar syrup left. After that, throw in vanilla to taste, whatever you want. Make it as vanilla-y as you wish or as you do not wish. And just leave that going on a medium speed for about 10 minutes to allow the marshmallow to cool down. While that's mixing, combine 80 grams of corn flour and 150 grams of icing sugar into a bowl. Mix that all together. Do not worry about sifting it because we're going to sift it in a moment. Quick note, I messed up here. I forgot to spray my tray with a bit of grease-proof spray before dusting it with the icing sugar and corn flour mix. This caused my marshmallow to stick and it was very annoying, so make sure that you spray your tray with a bit of grease spray. Right, now we've got that out of the way, into your greased, very lightly greased tray, dust that with the icing sugar and corn flour mix. See, it's easy as that. I mean, obviously I didn't mess up at all. And after that palaver, your marshmallow should be ready. It will be a little bit cooler and it would have thickened up an awful lot. Pour that into your greased. And I forgot the rest of it. The greased with the corn flour mix and everything, so it doesn't stick. That's what I'm trying to say. Honestly, this voiceover is going great right now, isn't it? So once the marshmallow is all in the tray, you can dampen your hands a little bit and pat it down to get a nice even flat surface on the top. You want to leave that then for 4 to 5 hours at room temperature until it has completely set up. Once your marshmallow is set, take yourself a chopping board and dust it with the corn flour and icing sugar mix. We are going to attempt to turn the marshmallow out onto our board right now. As you're about to see, this didn't go too well for me because I did not grease my tray, so it didn't really work. A couple of other tips that you could do to prevent your marshmallow from sticking, like you are seeing here in the video, is to put cling film on the bottom of your tray and then spray that and then dust that, and you'll have something to lift the marshmallow out of the tray with. You could use greaseproof paper. Honestly, I just don't know, my mind must have had a moment here, so then I had to salvage it, but the marshmallows come out pretty darn good in the end, so it wasn't really that detrimental. Once you have very easily removed your marshmallow from the tray, it's time to start cutting it. So dust yourself a knife with the icing sugar and cornflour mix, and then start cutting them to your desired size. I like my marshmallows nice and big here, so I cut my square tray into 6 pieces, and then I cut them into 6 pieces again. In turn, giving me a total of 36 plump, delicious marshmallows. Once you cut them all up, I just dust them with a little bit more of my icing sugar and cornflour mix and give them all a good mix around, so every single side has a bit of that on, because if it doesn't, they're going to start sticking to things and in the tub, and it's just going to be not very fun. Okay, I know I said we were going to make marshmallows. I've just covered myself in corn flour and icing sugar. But instead, I'm going to go and make some s'mores. So, I'm going to make my favourite type of cookie, which is a burnt butter cookie. So let's get right into that, and then we'll try these after I've made them. So first thing you want to do for these cookies is take 115 grams of unsalted butter and turn that into a beurre noisette. That's just browned butter. Be careful you don't take this too far. You don't want this like properly burnt. You just want to brown it lightly. It will start to foam a bit, and then you are good to go. Once your butter is ready, you want to weigh out 100 grams of caster sugar, 165 grams of soft brown sugar, and mix the two together, whisking that till completely combined. Into your sugary butter mix, you want to crack in 1 egg, put in 15 grams of vanilla essence, and then mix that all until thoroughly combined, and you kind of got a sugary, buttery, eggy paste. And into that you want to put 155 grams of plain flour. That's going to have half a teaspoon of baking soda in there, along with a pinch of salt. I've changed over from whisk to a Maurice because now the cookie dough is really going to start to thicken up, so probably a good shout to do that. Don't try to whisk this. Keep going until that is all fully incorporated and you've got a nice smooth cookie dough. You want to take 150 grams of milk chocolate, 150 grams of dark chocolate, chop that up so you've got a few nice big chunks in there, and throw that into your cookie dough, giving that a real good mix. Now's a good time to say, make sure you get yourself a really high quality chocolate. Once your cookie dough is ready, you want to weigh that out to your desired size. Mine's 30 grams. You want to place all of them in the fridge to set. Once they've set up for about an hour, place them on a greaseproof lined baking sheet, put them in the oven at 180 degrees until cooked. That's about 8 to 12 minutes. And your bad boys should be ready. It is now time to assemble your s'more, if you are making s'mores. Okay, these aren't really s'mores. I did do a little bit of digging around online. Apparently there's something called a schmucky, which is similar. So that's what we're making, a schmucky. Now, just for the culinary flex, I am using my blowtorch to melt the chocolate and colour my marshmallow. That's kind of a bit excessive. You do not have to use a blowtorch.
But if you want that toasty marshmallowy goodness,
you can put the marshmallow on an end of a skewer and toast it on top of the gas stove. Kind of got a 2-for-1 deal here today. Started off by making marshmallows and decided to finish by making a s'more. These cookies, I'm telling you, these cookies are unbelievably good. I've made them before. It's a recipe I kind of created. Dude. Button my hand on molten chocolate, if you're after a sweet treat, this will get you. Whoa. You can't even compare homemade marshmallows to shop bought because they're quite literally
1,000 times better.
Like, no, there's no comparison. And they would be great in hot chocolate. Stir them into brownies. I mean, whatever you want to do with marshmallows, eat them by themselves. Absolutely damn delicious.
Amazing.
And that cookie. Whoa. Delicious melted chocolate in there. Oh. Damn. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I'll see you guys around.